HaploType 0 here with D-Style Boxing on D-Style's channel. Thank you for having me on. We're here to have a little discussion about Mike Tyson. Or did I just come on? HaploType 0 here on D-Style's channel. Thank you for having me on your channel. I appreciate it. And I'm glad everybody's hopefully safe and well. We're going to have a little discussion this time. D-Style is going to be joining me on his own channel, and we're going to be talking about the Mike Tyson comeback. So
Sure.
Welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's a good one. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
So why don't you start it off and, get the discussion going, and then I can jump in and give my point of view.
Absolutely. So there's been a lot of talk about, Mike Tyson, making this grand comeback. And first it started about, talks of charity. And then, the clips came out where he's in shape. He's no longer fat. He's hitting the mitts, 8-punch combinations. And he looks amazing. And then he says, I'm back. And it gets everybody riled up and everybody's talking about it. And you have all these different people putting their name out there. You know what I mean? From MMA fighters to active boxers to retired boxers. Danny Williams is like, let's do the rematch. Evander Holyfield says he's down to do it. Roy Jones, James Toney, Tito Ortiz says that they reached out to him about doing a boxing match with Mike Tyson. And I don't know, man. I just don't think Mike Tyson belongs in the ring. But we have 3 fights we could talk about. If he were to come back, how he would do in those fights.
Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to say about it is just a general statement about what's going on right now. People have been locked in their houses for so long. Things are opening up, I think, prematurely, especially in LA. And I've noticed a certain thing that's happening right now in the boxing world, which is all of a sudden people all want to fight each other when you can't have fights. So I think that's part of it. And it's not just with Mike Tyson. It's, everybody's calling everybody out like, oh, I'll fight you. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. Now, when you can't fight. However, when people can fight, nobody's fighting each other. So that's just my opening statement. Now, getting to this specific subject of Mike Tyson, I have to, give a disclaimer on this and say that I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan. I mean, I grew up when Mike Tyson was coming up and, destroying everybody, and he was like a hero to me. So, I'm not the most objective person when it comes to Mike Tyson, but I am a logical person, and I can listen to points against him and accept the fact that you have a good point. So let's move on to talking about the 3 fights, whichever one you want to talk about first.
So let's start with the easiest one, and then we'll go from there. So that would be Tito Ortiz, who's an old MMA fighter himself, in his 40s, I believe mid 40s. He just had a win over Chuck Liddell. He feels good about himself, knocking Chuck Liddell out. And he came out saying that they reached out to him. Some people, I don't know who these people are. I'm assuming Mike's people, whoever that is. And he was, in talks, and he's talking about doing, Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor type pay-per-view numbers is what he's talking about doing. I don't know about that, but that's a fight that's makeable. I would rather it just be for charity, an exhibition. But if they were to do an actual boxing fight, even though Tyson's the boxer, and obviously in his prime would shred Tito like in 10 seconds flat. But right now, how do you think it would play out right now? Tito is the active guy. Tyson's been out of the ring for 15 years.
Well, I think fighting someone like Tito Ortiz, I think Mike Tyson would have a very good chance of winning. I would definitely pick him, meaning Mike Tyson, in that fight because, Tito Ortiz wasn't really, so much of a boxing or, what do they call it? A stand-up fighter in MMA. When he fought Chuck Liddell, when Chuck Liddell was Chuck Liddell, he got beaten bad, I think twice, right?
Yeah, he got beat twice by Chuck Liddell. Then he beat him recently,
and then he beat him, in that weird thing where Chuck Liddell came back, which he shouldn't have done. Could that happen to Mike Tyson? That's possible. But we're talking about Marcus of Queensberry rules, correct?
Yeah, exactly. A boxing fight, exhibition, or just a full-blown fight.
Either way, if it's Marcus of Queensberry rules and there's no kicking and low kicks and leg kicks and all that stuff, I think Tito Ortiz does not have the hands to compete with someone like Mike Tyson, who's so well schooled as a young man. I mean, that muscle memory is still there. So, no matter what, if Mike Tyson trains and it seems like he's training, I think he beats Tito Ortiz fairly easily.
All right. I agree. I think he beats Tito Ortiz in a boxing fight today. If it's an exhibition, he might carry him a little bit, but in a full-blown fight, man, I think Mike Tyson puts him to sleep even now.
I don't know if Mike Tyson would ever carry anybody. I think he goes in there and tries to take your head off. But I don't know how he's going to be now.
Well, that's what we don't know. Also, I mean, I said exhibition. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's had enough sparring where he can, carry somebody. But who knows? You know what I mean? If he knocks him out, he knocks him out. But as far as the Tito Ortiz, very stiff. I seen him work the mitts with Freddie Roach, and Freddie Roach would have to constantly stop, and it was just so awkward. And I just think I think Tyson would hurt him even now, just soaking wet. Just even when he was fat, I think Tyson would beat him in a boxing fight.
Yeah, I probably agree with that, and I also think that if Mike Tyson were to take that fight, that he would be looking to send a message and really make an example out of Tito.
Right. Absolutely.
So, should we go on to the next match, or?
Yeah, I think talking about the Tito Ortiz Tyson fight should end just as quickly as the actual fight would be.
It's probably longer than it would be.
Probably.
So what was the second one?
Roy Jones.
Roy Jones. You want to go first, or you want me to go?
I'll check it out. Roy Jones Jr., man. I hear what everyone's saying. The reason this fight would be intriguing, now, look, if it was up to me, both guys would just stay retired and never fight again. You know what I mean? But if they're going to fight, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind them fighting each other. I think it's the biggest fight that Tyson could do right now. I honestly believe this would do at least 500,000 pay-per-view buys. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think.
Right.
So, I think Roy Jones beats him. I think he outboxes Tyson. He's been active. He just fought 2 years ago. You know what I mean? He's been more active. Yes, he's gotten knocked out a couple times and stuff like that, but he's been more active than Mike Tyson. Tyson's been gone in the ring for 15 years, and I think Roy Jones wins that fight.
I think it's more. I disagree. respectfully. I think Roy Jones has shown a massive amount of deterioration in terms of what we all call chin. But I think what we all call chin is really more about brain function and punch resistance.
Right.
And I think the fact that we've seen him get knocked out by, was it Danny Green and people like that who came upon him quickly in the beginning of the fight was shock and awe.
Right.
If that was any semblance of any Mike Tyson, I think he may be not alive right now. So, as much as I love Roy Jones and think he was probably the most talented, physically talented boxer I've ever seen in terms of athletic ability, I think all those things have gone by the wayside now. And the fact that Tyson had that disciplined training all throughout his youth, with Customato basically like becoming his father and like him living in his house, all he did was watch fight films and train. And I think all that muscle memory is still there. And if he's, at all as in shape as he seems to be right now, I mean, of course, this is all academic because we have to see what he actually looks like in an actual fight. But I lean toward Mike Tyson against Roy Jones.
Man, I gotta disagree, bro. Look, right? Gotta disagree. We got a super chat here from Seen and Unseen. Salute King, got to roll up Hal in the night. What's going on, Seen and Unseen? Thank you for that. Yeah, but where was all that muscle memory and all that shock and awe against McBride in 2005?
Well, I think at that point in his life, Mike Tyson was in a state of massive partying and drug influence. Mm-hmm. He wasn't, I'm hoping that if he comes back now that he'll be more serious. The one thing that gives me pause on some of the things that I'm saying right now is that he smokes a lot of weed. Weed does not mix well with boxing.
He was going to go up and knock out Roy Jones, but then he got high. Da, 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 da.
That's a good one.
So
that's a good one.
But what was your point about that?
My point is that I think at the time where he retired, that he was partying and doing a lot of drugs and not training very much. Whereas maybe, not definitely, but maybe now he's a little bit more older, a little bit more mature. Maybe he's realized and looked back on his life, and because I've heard him say it before.
He's definitely older.
but saying it and actually executing it are two different things. So, this is sort of a very academic discussion until we see what he actually looks like in there. But like I said, in my opening statement, I was like, I'm a Tyson fan. I've always fantasized about him coming back and just knocking people out again and being the old Mike Tyson. So I'm a little bit more pro Tyson than it. You're being very pragmatic about it. And I understand that. And your points have a lot of logic. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, I can see it from your point of view. Absolutely. But I'm just saying, if he is matured, if he's taking it really seriously, and if that muscle memory is still there, I think he beats Roy Jones.
That's a lot of
ifs.
At
this point. That is a lot of ifs.
You're running out of ifs, bro. How many ifs? You want the stars to be perfect.
Limit?
How many stars had to align perfectly for Mike Tyson to come back and beat Roy Jones, bro? I mean, holy shit. But
Well, there's millions of stars in the universe.
here's Tyson's shot. You want to hear what his shot is?
What?
All right. It starts with an S and it ends with M.
Oh man.
Slim.
Yep. Slim.
Right. But
okay.
And I get that he's slimming down, he's getting in shape, but dude, even when he hit that 8-punch combination, bro, he was still like falling over a little bit. He didn't hit all the mitts very, very well either. You know, we're judging him. We're impressed because he's 53, but I mean, if a boxer in his prime hit the mitts like that, he'd be getting criticized. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of nostalgia and a lot of people feeling.
That's probably what I'm feeling.
That probably is, but I think right now Roy Jones, who's been active, and look, if Tyson doesn't knock him out in the first round, bro, it's a wrap. Roy Jones beats him.
It could be, but I don't think so. I think Roy Jones is mentally compromised. I think he has the beginning signs of dementia.
Gas is out, bro. Right now,
yeah. The way he goes down, like when he went down against Danny Green, bro, I was like,
but he came back after that.
That's not Roy Jones.
He beat Tommy Gunn, bro. He beat the bare knuckle champ, bro. Okay, like, he came back and beat the bare knuckle dude, bro. You know what I mean?
I love Roy Jones. I just think Tyson would eat him alive. Honestly, the real Tyson. I don't know how real this Tyson is.
Yeah, bro, but that Tyson don't exist no more, bro. The guy's gone.
I don't know. We have to see. I mean, look what George Foreman was able to do.
And I think I said it's Bobby Gunn. I think I said Tommy Gunn.
Bobby, yes, I know.
Yeah. What's going on, seen and unseen? I don't know who BFF is, but I see you whooped on somebody. Look, man, it's. I can't stress enough how like deteriorated Mike is as a fighter. He's been gone for 15 years, right? His last 2 fights, he quit on a stool against a journeyman, bro. Right?
When he was on drugs and not training.
Well, what's he on now? Like you think he's stay clean now?
I think he's smoking a lot of weed. That's a problem.
Right. Yeah.
But maybe he's, I don't know, man. Like I just have that nostalgic.
Look, seen and unseen said, man, let Mike live without Roy ass whooping. I really don't want to see Roy's style on Mike. I think he would embarrass him, bro. I don't even think it would be close. I think Roy Jones would put on a show and he would embarrass him.
I think Mike Tyson style, when I imagine it in my mind, I see Roy trying to do that style that he does with his hands down, taking little steps back, moving a little laterally, throwing quick combinations. But Mike Tyson with the head movement and the hook to the body, hook to the head, uppercut, Roy's going to be done. If he gets hit by Mike Tyson, he will go out. Look, he got hit by Danny Green, and he got knocked out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Haplotype thinks this is the 80s or even 90s Tyson. Right? Okay.
He's still going to move his head and throw punches, bro. He's not going to change his style.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. He'll be dangerous for a little bit, but Roy Jones, will anticipate what he's going to do, and he's going to he'll get out of that first round by not engaging, and then it's a wrap.
I don't know. I think if he gets touched, it's over.
Dude, he would box circles around Tyson right now. Tyson is in no position to box anybody, bro.
Mike Tyson is still quick. He's still he's old, but he can do some stuff.
What evidence do you have that he's still quick?
I mean, I just know how his footwork works, and I know how Roy Jones' footwork works, and I think it's a bad style matchup. Roy.
What I'm asking you, how do you know Mike Tyson is still that quick? Like, how do you know that?
I don't know how that quick he is, but I know the potential.
Man, let me tell you something. Right? He would embarrass him, bro. It would be you would be sad, bro, after watching that.
Well, that's what makes this discussion fun
You
because,
would say
we have
Haplotech would
different
be like
opinions, but, we always respect each other. So
Haplotech would be like, yo, like why'd they do that to Mike? You know what I mean? Like that's what you'd be saying after the fight.
I want to see Mike come back and just knock some people out, bro. And I think he could. I think he could knock out Roy.
Hey, I want to see Eric Morales come back and like be world champion again and whoop on some of these young dudes, but it ain't gonna happen, bro.
I mean, is he getting in shape like Tyson?
I mean, all boxers have their little moment where they miss stuff, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a different kind of moment because with this quarantine, like he can't really go out. I mean, of course, anyone can have drugs delivered to their house, and he does have his own weed farm. So, like, of course, it
Dun,
could
dun,
be all
da, da, da,
smoke and mirrors.
da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, CNN says don't get captured by the video. I think they're like,
I'm
whatever.
not captured by the video. I'm captured by my own admiration for how great Mike Tyson was.
I think he got excited when he saw him hit the mitts and stuff.
I didn't even see it, honestly. I haven't even watched it.
Oh, come on.
I have not watched it.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Ain't nobody believe you, bro.
I promise you, I did not watch it.
He hit the mitts.
I seen the pictures. I seen pictures of him now. He looks like he's in shape.
They saw a 6-pack and they said, okay, he's back.
I seen him looking better than he's looked in a long time.
I mean, that's good for him, good for his health. But it doesn't mean he's going to beat Roy Jones.
I think he beats Roy Jones. That's my opinion.
Look, man, I would have picked him when there was discussions about him fighting Roy Jones after Roy Jones beat John Ruiz.
When was the last time Roy Jones fought a heavyweight? More than 15 years ago.
Yeah, but he's still been fighting.
He's been knocked out by guys at much lower weights, light heavyweight.
Look.
Tarver.
Look,
Glenn Johnson.
He fought in 2018. He beat Bobby
Danny
Gunn.
Green.
He beat, bro. Look, bro.
Bobby Gunn sucks.
Let's not talk about that. He beat the bare knuckle champ, bro. Okay? That's period. Something Palamanaji couldn't do, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Right? So, okay,
but did Roy fight him bare knuckle?
Well, no, but he TKO'd him, though. Stopped.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
And Marcus of Queensberry.
Think about that, though. You know what I mean?
And Marcus of Queensberry.
So he beat Vernon Phillips, bro, an MMA dude. You know what I mean? He beat him. Stopped him. TKO.
At what weight? The last time he fought at heavyweight was John Ruiz.
Yeah, but he's been fighting cruiserweight. The cruiserweight is a de facto heavyweight, bro.
How long ago was John Ruiz? That was like 20 years at least.
Yeah, how long ago was Tyson want to fight?
I don't know. About the same amount of time.
Okay, I mean, we're talking about a dude that quit against Kevin McBride, bro.
At heavyweight.
He quit. I think, you know what? I think he would have quit against Roy Jones.
No.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
I think you're letting your admiration.
I don't think he's going to come back if he really does come back. This could all be a bunch of like malarkey anyway.
I hear you.
Like it could just be like hype and like getting attention. He has nothing else to do because he's in quarantine and he's just getting in shape and talking a lot of like when De La Hoya was talking about coming back and I'm in the best shape of my life like 2 years ago and then never did anything with it.
Exactly.
It could just be that.
That's why I'm telling you. Like,
but it could also be that he really is serious about it. And he's like, dude, really? I would not want to go in the ring with Mike Tyson, bro.
Yeah, but
I don't care. I don't care if I had Roy Jones' speed and everything else. Like, I would not want to get hit by that guy.
You know what else? Roy Jones isn't intimidated by Mike, bro.
How do you know that?
It's Roy Jones, bro. How's Roy Jones intimidated by anybody, bro? It's just a
Why
fighter.
didn't he fight him back in the day then? He could have.
He could have, he could have, but he was busy dominating light heavyweight, his own division. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
and
was
then
the
he
king
went
of the
up to
light heavyweights.
heavyweight and he fought the weakest champion,
You did,
John Ruiz. He cherry picked a belt, and then he went back down and got knocked out.
bro. Let me tell you
And
something.
he's been getting knocked out ever since.
Let me tell you something, bro. Admiration is a footnote to reality, bro. By seen unseen. Thank you for that quote. All right, dude. Mike Tyson's like hit the mitts, bro, for like 8 punches. Almost fell over one of them, and everybody's getting all pumped up, bro.
Can
Okay.
you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yep. I don't think let me say this. Let's get to the next one. What about um Evander Holyfield? You know what I mean? Like we talked about it earlier. Somebody said it in my show yesterday. Tito Ortiz got beat twice by Chuck Liddell, and then the third fight when they were both older, Tito Ortiz took him out. Like he got his revenge late in the career. Maybe Tyson could do something similar with Evander Holyfield. You know what I mean? Chavez, fought, Frankie Randall when they were both old and it beat them. They just, fair and square this time. So sometimes, with the right time, you think, what do you think about Iron Mike, bro, coming back and avenging his losses to Evander Holyfield at a later age?
Now, this, I think, is a little bit of a different story because I think the history between the two guys plays a part in this one.
Yeah.
Depending on, I seen Evander look terrible at the end of his career, just like Mike looked terrible at the end of his career.
Mm.
We've seen Evander get beaten by James Toney badly. We've seen him, quit in fights late in his career and retire. But I think, let's just say both guys get into reasonable shape. Obviously, they're not going to be, the prime Evander and the prime Mike,
Right.
when they get in there. But let's just say they're both in somewhat reasonable shape. I think Evander Holyfield has such a mental edge over Mike Tyson. And Mike has such respect for him, and he's apologized to him so many times and bowed down, that I think, a reasonably in shape Evander would probably use the same tactics that he used in the first two fights, which is,
Right.
Bully the bully, walk him back, headbutt him, hurt him, fight a little bit dirty, make sure he knows he's in there with a world-class professional. And I think probably if his first fight back is against Evander, he would probably lose that fight, unless he's just in such a superior shape to Evander that Evander, looks like a shadow of himself. But that's the one guy I think that I would give a really good chance of beating a reasonably in shape Mike Tyson at this point.
Hey, seen and unseen. I appreciate that super chat. It says, I got Mike by utter destruction over Holyfield. Man.
Seen and unseen doesn't agree with me on anything. That's cool.
And
right.
Cosmic Slap, and I believe you're the one that actually said that on my previous show. Shout out to you. Says that would be like Ortiz getting Liddell. You know what I mean? Let me ask you this, Type. If they do another fight and Tyson knocks out Holyfield or something, would that matter? Like, is that something that we would?
Yeah, it would matter.
Like,
especially right now when people are starved for any kind of sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, all there really is UFC, and that's waning. No one really cares about UFC.
No, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like, when people talk about boxing lore, like 30, 40 years from now, are they going to really talk about it as a trilogy? Like, oh yeah, in the end, Tyson got the best of Holyfield. Given how old they are and like how irrelevant they are in the heavyweight division at the moment.
I think it'll be a footnote at the very least. I think it could be, something like the other day you were on and someone was talking about, Leonard versus Duran. And they said they fought twice. I said, no, they fought 3 times. And like the guy was like, the third fight doesn't. Now, to me, the third fight does count. Leonard schooled Duran in that third fight. Okay, so 2 times out of 3 he got schooled, and there was no quitting in the third fight. He just got his ass whooped. So, do I think it would be legitimate? Yeah, I do. I think it would be legitimate, but we're speculating here because none of this shit will probably, excuse my language, none of this stuff will probably happen. Like, I think this whole Tyson comeback thing is kind of a stunt. Until I see him get in there or sign a fight, I think it's a stunt. I think, like, we remember, again, a few years ago, De La Hoya was getting back in shape, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to fight so-and-so. And, like people, and that was, like, even less of a stretch of imagination than this, because De La Hoya had only been out of the ring for a few years. So we're seeing Mike. He's bored. He's at home. It's COVID. It's quarantine. He's getting in shape. He's looking like his body's looking a lot better. He's hitting the mitts. He's doing stuff.
I think you're slowly believing HaploHour. What it's like you have like the.
I'm being cautiously
Tyson fans.
I'm being cautiously optimistic.
You know how there's born again Christians? You're like born again Tyson fans.
I wasn't born again. I've been saying this on videos for years. Like, I've always fantasized about, like, if Tyson would ever come back and, like, he could beat this guy or that guy. Like, I mean, honestly, I hope he comes back. He beats all 3 of these guys and then goes on to fight Tyson Fury.
Oh, come on.
That's what I hope for.
You lost your mind. Okay, so first of all, it's like, so Tito Ortiz. And I want to know what the chat thinks. What do you guys think would win? But we both agree Tito Ortiz gets slapped by Tyson right now.
Yep.
Right? Okay. I don't know if anybody feels differently about that. But Roy Jones, we're in disagreement. I think Roy Jones right now schools him. Because Tyson's just a deteriorated dude. Like, you know what I mean?
So is Roy Jones.
No, Roy Jones been fighting, bro. He beat the bare knuckle champ, bro.
Dude, he gets knocked out by light heavyweights.
He had a W in 2018, a W in 2017.
If he gets hit by Mike, he's done.
Bro, okay, he got knocked out by Tarver. Tyson ain't beating Tarver.
He got knocked out by Danny Green, bro.
He got caught. It happens.
In like 1 or 2 rounds. I can't remember. I think it was 1.
Yeah, and of course, a point here by Cosmic Slop says, would it be legitimate for fans? I think it would be a personal victory for Tyson, but fans, they would look like kind of like a B-Hop Jones Part 2. What do you say to that, Haplo?
Well, I think B-Hop Jones Part 2 was a little bit more credible because both guys were still fighting at the time. Right. And there was no, 15-year break. I mean, there was a long time between the first fight and the second fight, but both guys were continuously fighting.
Right.
And active.
Well said. Well, look, here's what I'll say, man. Let's say hypothetically he comes back, he beats Tito Ortiz. You know those competitive juices are going to come back, right? So he's going to be all excited. He knocks somebody out, a human being out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then he fights Roy Jones, and let's say he beats Roy Jones, knocks him out, like Danny Green style,
Yep. That's what I see happening.
Okay, and then he fights Holyfield, and he gets the best of Holyfield, right?
No, I think he loses to Holyfield.
No.
I think he should stay away from Holyfield.
No, I hear you, but this is the hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's say that would have happened. What's next after that? Because they're going to want to,
They're gonna put him in there with Tyson Fury
No,
or
you know,
Joshua.
no.
Of course, dude. Come on. Imagine the money.
Tyson would get hurt, bro.
He might get hurt, but they're gonna put him in there. Imagine the money. Tyson's not scared of anybody.
I'm not saying he's scared, but well, I don't know about that, bro. Tyson could get intimidated by some dudes, but that's a different.
Mentally, like if you stand up to him because he's kind of a bully. So if you don't show any signs of intimidation, that's how Holyfield beat him. You don't show the signs of intimidation, like, and you stand up to him, like, then he'll start being insecure in his mind.
And seen and unseen, skinny, talking about bidding on fights, bro. Like, Tyson has people bidding on fights, putting money in escrow. Like this shit's
Seen and unseen is a cool guy. We just disagree.
Tyson is gonna like revamp the economy, bro. He's gonna like
He's gonna get Vegas back rolling, dude. I drove through Vegas the other day. It was complete ghost town.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let's say
they're trying to get people back there.
This is like, first of all, him beating any of these dudes is a reach, but him coming back and beating a top 10 guy, right? Like if Tyson were to come back and like knock out Anthony Joshua or something crazy like that, right?
Oh, I would love to see that.
No, but let's just say that would have happened. Where would that rank in like boxing lore? Like,
dude, that would be historical right there. And that would be a record. I mean, I don't know of anyone who is, retired for 15 years, even George Foreman coming back and knocking out like some young multi belt champion, like unified champion. He would have 3 belts then, bro.
Now the question is this, like, that is so unlikely. It just isn't going to happen, right?
Dude, Joshua sucks. I think actually,
no,
honestly,
stop.
If his first fight back was against Joshua,
don't say it.
Like, I don't know. I think the odds would be 50-50.
No, it's not. Stop.
I just don't like Joshua.
I know you don't like Joshua, but Joshua destroys him right now. It's not even.
Come on,
it's not even fair.
With what?
Bro,
Joshua doesn't have that speed. He doesn't have the jab. He doesn't have anything. Come on, bro.
Stop.
Joshua quits in that fight.
Stop. Joshua would knock this dude to tomorrow, bro.
I'm just speculating, bro. I'm just kidding around. Like, probably you're right. Like, logically, you're right, and I'm wrong.
I'm very right.
Logically, you're right, and I'm wrong. But if Tyson is anywhere near anything like a good Tyson, he beats Joshua. Come on, Ruiz beat Tyson. Ruiz beat Joshua. I'm sorry.
That seen and unseen in the super chat again, bro. Says, I just got a long overdue back today. D-Style, I want to share the wealth or grow mine if possible. Absolutely. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate the support for sure.
Seen and unseen's a good dude. We just disagree on this topic.
Yeah. Well, I think he would I hope he would disagree that Tyson would have like when you say a shot, like what do you mean by he has a shot against Joshua? Like what type of shot?
Dude, Ruiz beat Tyson.
Ruiz destroys Tyson.
I'm sorry. Ruiz beat Joshua. I'm sorry.
Ruiz
imagine if that was Tyson, the real Tyson in there. Anywhere near, like even the Tyson that beat, let's say, Etienne.
Right.
That Tyson against Joshua. Come on, dude.
Let me.
He'd be so low under those punches.
I hear you, bro, but that's not the Tyson we're talking about. We're talking about old.
We don't know. We haven't seen him fight.
He's 53 years old, bro.
I want to believe in him, though. I want to believe in him.
He smokes weed, bro, every day.
That's the biggest problem right there. That's the thing that has me second guessing what I'm saying.
He was gonna come back and knock Joshua out, but then he got high. You know what I mean? That's
That's good. I like that.
you know,
You're
maybe
probably
he was about to.
right. Logic is on your side on this one, dude. It really is.
Yeah, like Since he said it, man, Ruiz would kill Tyson, bro. Tyson, let me throw you some names.
I don't know about that. That to me is a big stretch.
Okay.
Which Ruiz? The Ruiz that doesn't train and doesn't listen to his trainer?
Bro, King Hippo Ruiz. That version of Ruiz destroys him.
No.
He destroys him, bro. Right now.
Not to me.
Right now.
Could be, but
dude, he ain't iron mic no more, bro. He's aluminum mic. It's not iron anymore. It's aluminum.
Maybe it's titanium now.
Ah, come on. What do you mean?
Maybe it's adamantium, Mike.
Let me ask you a question. I want to see how much of a fanboy you are for Mike. You told me you're a fanboy, but I don't know, man. All right?
I admitted that from the beginning, bro.
You shouted out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. That's you, bro.
Does it sound windy here?
No.
Or am I good?
I'm criticized. All the bullets ricochet. You shut me down. You know what that song that is, right?
Look, I don't want to come on here. Look,
I am titanium. He's not titanium.
I just want to say, as a disclaimer to most people that are listening and maybe who don't know who I am, I'm not a delusional person. I believe that D-Style has the logic in this argument right here. Not that it's an argument, but I understand that he's 53. I understand that 15 years ago he got knocked out by crappy fighters. I get that, but you have to understand I'm an older guy and I grew up in the exact era where Mike was like coming up and destroying people. So in my mind, in my heart, actually, not in my mind, but in my heart, I want to see him come back and do something that's spectacular that we've never seen before. So I'm hopeful of that, but that doesn't mean that I don't have logic and reason. I understand that the logical conclusion is that he probably won't do well.
I said he's not Iron Mike no more. He's aluminum Mike, and you said he's titanium.
He could be titanium Mike or like adamantium Mike.
Like, I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away.
You can clown me on this one. You're probably right, but hopefully I'm right because that would be fun to watch, wouldn't it?
Stoneheart. Machine gun.
Just answer that. Would it be fun to see Mike come back and beat all those guys?
Let me tell you something.
For the title.
Would it be fun to see Titanium Mike get knocked out?
No.
That wouldn't be fun, would it?
No.
Boxing's not a game, bro. You don't play boxing. You know that.
I know that, of course.
Like if let me put it this way, right? If Michael Jordan said, "Hey, I'm making a comeback right now," everybody would laugh, bro, right? They're like, "Oh, come on, Mike, you're not coming back." Oh, but I'm focused. I'm better than when I was with the Wizards. Like, I'm ready to win a championship right now. Now, that's basketball. You play basketball. Boxing, you don't play boxing, bro. You get seriously hurt. Like the worst thing
I've admitted many times already, D-Style, that you're probably right. That logic is on your side.
Bro, the worst thing that's going to happen to Mike, someone's going to dunk on his ass. You know what I mean? That's it. All right? Like
but what if you don't think it would be entertaining to see him beat some of these guys and like really challenge for the title?
Hey, shout out to Blood Boxing, by the way, in the house.
Right. Oh, what's up, Blood?
Yeah, Blood on HaploHour show. That's what it's all about right now. All right.
HaploHour show on D-Style.
Yeah, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Let me throw some names at you
Okay.
and I want the right answer.
All right.
Chisora versus Tyson right now.
Bro. All right. Let me start off before we even start this with the caveat that I don't know how good Mike Tyson's going to be until I see him in the ring, first of all. But let's just say he's pretty good. Okay?
Can't
For
beat
the sake of this argument, I say he beats Chisora
no,
if he's pretty good. If
no.
he's in a good shape. Yeah.
He doesn't beat Chisora. Sorry.
To me, he does. He's better than Chisora.
All time, he's better. But this isn't again. This is not Iron Mike.
He still has the muscle memory and all the training from Customato.
Bro.
So,
I love Eric Morales. Like if somebody told me, "Oh, he's gonna come back, bro. He's gonna fight."
but Eric Morales isn't getting in shape. He's not talking about coming back.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna have an exhibition match with Chavez, bro. You know what I mean? But that's who he should be fighting. Chavez Senior. They're gonna have an exhibition fight. To see, like,
that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story.
Old farts should be fighting old farts. You know what I mean? Like, go fight those old
littler guys like Morales deteriorate faster than heavyweights.
Nah, bro. But Tyson's deterioration, bro. Like that dude is mentally deteriorated, bro.
The thing that makes me question it and really second guess myself is all the weed smoking. I don't think that's going to help him.
Okay. Andrew Charles asks Tyson versus Efe Ajaba.
Dude, probably a Jogba. He's just so young, bro. Like,
okay. That's right answer. Okay, dude, he lost to Danny Williams, bro, and Kevin McBride, bro.
Okay, but Roy Jones lost to Danny Green at light heavyweight.
But at least Roy Jones is an old dude too. Like, you know what I mean? Like Tyson is not going to beat any dude, bro. Listen to me.
I don't know enough about Ajagba, but I'd say just based on his youth,
Tyson is not going to beat anyone in the top 50. It ain't going to happen.
I think you're exaggerating a little.
No, I'm not exaggerating.
The top 50?
He doesn't beat anybody in the top 50. He doesn't have.
No, I disagree with that. If he's in shape, this is all based on speculation, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, it's speculation, but you know, I mean, you're throwing a hell of a Mary here.
I'm throwing a lot of ifs in. I know that. And I'm telling you, and I've admitted this several times, that logic is on your side in this argument.
You want me to say something? Like, as you know, a lot of people, I'm not a big believer in all that stuff. If Tyson comes back and beats a top 10 heavyweight, God's real, bro. And, like, there's a guy out there.
I think it's possible. I don't think these guys today are that good.
Like, if this God is real, if Tyson comes back and beats any dude in the top 10.
Oh, I give him a good chance against Chisora if he's in good shape.
Oh, stop.
I would.
What about Tyson versus Witherspoon?
Witherspoon? What Witherspoon?
The one that fought what's the dude's name, man, from Ukraine? Usyk.
Oh.
Usyk's first
I don't really know. I don't know. I mean probably Tyson. I would probably say Tyson.
What about James Toney?
This is Mike Tyson, my childhood hero, bro. Like,
what about James Lights Out Toney?
James Toney would lose.
Yeah, bro, your childhood hero is Aluminum Mike, bro. Right now.
Titanium Mike. Hopefully.
Titanium. You've been listening to that song too much, bro. Right? I'm bulletproof.
Like, you guys can clown me. It's all right. I'm admitting.
Fire away.
All right, keep clowning me. It's okay.
But
it's
who
all
was
right.
Tony or Tyson?
I said Tyson.
Nah.
James Toney's brain damaged, bro.
And Tyson is like perfectly healthy and in his prime, apparently.
Tyson's still pretty lucid, more so than James Toney. Sounds
So
like
you
he's
think
talking. James Toney sounds like he's talking with marbles in his mouth.
James Toney, still been active though, never got knocked out. So
Oh yes, he did.
when?
Didn't he get knocked out against that one Russian dude at heavyweight?
Who, James Toney?
What the hell was that guy's name?
Nah. James
Yeah,
Toney.
he did. I thought, didn't he get knocked out of the ring?
Dude, trust me on it. Tony never got knocked out.
Well, he'd get knocked out against Mike.
Well, okay, well, knocked down. Yeah, but never knocked out. Yeah.
Blood. What's up, Blood?
Shout out to Blood. All right. Over a lot of people. You know what? Hey, Witherspoon versus Tyson ain't a bad fight. That's a fight they could do.
Yeah, all these are fights they could do. I mean, personally, what I really think is this is
Not
all smoke. I think this is all smoke and mirrors, and Mike is not going to get back in the ring. That's my opinion.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, logic is on your side. You are correct when it comes to logic. I'm a logical person. Okay. The rules of logic dictate that you are correct in this argument. However, I've always wanted Mike to come back. I want him to do well.
Yeah.
And I want to believe that it's possible for someone his age to recapture a little bit of his glory. So, I mean, that would make me feel good. I'd like to see that. And that's all I'm really saying. Like, I know you guys are all clowning me and I sound like a fool and whatnot, but you know, I'm not completely unrealistic. I know D-Style has a lot of good points here. And I'm just saying, once again, that if Mike has matured and he's seasoned now and he's got a different perspective on life, which I think he does have, plus he's really training hard and he can come back in some semblance of, you know, his original style and his elusiveness, the head movement. And I think his style right now, let's just say it was prime Mike Tyson right now. I think he would beat any of these guys that we're talking about easily.
Well, I get that. I like how you say that, but that's he's no longer iron Mike. He is aluminum Mike.
Okay. We'll see, I guess.
And I understand. He's titanium to you, right? He's training hard.
I'm hoping he's titanium Mike.
He's training hard.
Or adamantium Mike.
But listen. He's training hard. Nothing to lose. Fire away. But anyway. Man. But here's what I'll say, bro. Shout out to Mike Tyson either way. I just hope he does some fun exhibition fights for charity. And that's it. You know what's ironic, though?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Rocky Balboa movie when Tyson was in the crowd?
Yeah.
And the line Dixon looks at Tyson. Tyson tells him, man, this is charity, man. This is charity. But now he's the one doing charity. Haplo, go ahead and close it out, man. Your show, your last 2-3 minutes or whatever to tell everybody what's up and what's going on.
All right. In conclusion, peace to seen and unseen. Thank you for giving D-Cell all the super chats. Andrew Charles, Skinny Kenny. I'm just talking about the people who I can see on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Blood Boxing, of course, the founder of the YouTube boxing community and a good friend to both of us. My points have been made, I think. I don't think logically that Mike Tyson can win any major fights. I do think he could beat Tito Ortiz for sure. However, these other ones that we've talked about, I think are, it's me imagining the best possible Mike Tyson that could possibly be right now. And I'm hoping that Mike Tyson does come out. But the fact that he smokes so much weed and owns a weed farm is probably not going to help him in this comeback. He does look to be in pretty good shape right now. And all these speculations I'm making are with big ifs. Logic is on D-Style's side. And I've enjoyed having this discussion with you. It's been fun. There's not any real boxing to talk about right now, so we have to talk about stuff like this. And thank you for allowing me to have a show on your channel. I always enjoy speaking with you, and salute to everybody in the chat.
Absolutely. I mean, guys, make sure you stay tuned for more haplotype, lives and stuff like that. I won't be on all of them. It will usually be him on here and stuff like that, but no specific schedule for it. It'll happen when it happens. But with that said, we're going to close this one out. Shout out to everybody. Peace.
Peace.